We're starting a new podcast, a weekly podcast just for people over age 60. We're going to talk about the things that people over age 60 are having to deal with that are a little bit different, but not quite that much. But for the younger folks, what I really mean is after you hit 60 and you're contemplating retirement or you are retirement, you want to join us on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. in the USA, 10 a.m. on the other side of the world. Because Mike and I are going to talk about stuff that nobody else talks about in the retirement space.
Not only are we going to be talking about stuff that nobody else is talking about, but we're going to be talking about it like nobody else will ever talk about it. Because, Monica, you've got your own style. There's no doubt about that. And people love it. You've got now over 6,000 subscribers on Substack who love what you say, but how you say it, the persona and the personality. And that's going to come across every week when we host and present our podcast, our new podcast. By the way, we've named it, and it is called Rewire with Monica and Mike, unscripted after the. Why are we saying unscripted?
Because there's no script for what we're doing. For those of us who have made it a choice to not live our lives the way we watched our parents do it, there still is no script for us. There was a script for us when we got married, we had the kids, we had the career. There was a woulda, shoulda, coulda script going on, but there is no script for those of us like me. I'm 70 and I'm kicking it, baby. I'm not kicking back. I'm kicking in more so than when I was a younger woman raising my family. So
I love it. Not kicking back, I'm kicking in. And and by the way, we've got some viewers who are joining us live, and we really do love you for joining us live. Come and let us know that you're loving what we're presenting and what we've got coming up every week, every Wednesday evening at night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, America. And that's 10 a.m. Melbourne time, Australia, Thursday morning. The Rewire with Monica and Mike podcast, unscripted after 60. Now, we do have a tagline. And it's this: retirement changes more than your schedule.
yes,
That is so true, isn't it? How's that been showing up in your life since retirement and now you're of this age of 70?
it changes your sense of identity. It changes your sense of purpose. It changes, but the biggest one is the identity, because typically your identity is tied to whatever job you had, or if you were a stay-at-home mom, whatever people you were taking care of. And then all of a sudden, here you are, and nobody needs you or wants you. And nobody's asking you to come to the office and tend to anything. And you're thinking, now, who am I? What am I doing with this? And what is this all about? And that can be either unnerving or that can be thrilling, because boy, now's the time for you. This is where you kick in and go, baby, this is my time. What am I going to do with it is the next question.
And the way that you're presenting these ideas of yours from your lived experience has really captured the attention and the hearts of those who are reading you on Substack and following your videos, your live videos that you present. You also do some private stuff with your followers and subscribers. I know you've got some other work elsewhere, like, for example, some PDFs on Gumroad and et cetera, et cetera. Monica, what I noticed after retirement was that my name's Mike, or given name Michael, but I could almost name myself Ian. And I'll tell you why. Ian A.N. When I had a career, or I was self-employed for a lot of the time, I had a sense of purpose. And yes, my identity was wrapped up in what I was doing and who I was serving. And all of a sudden, with retirement, I became an Ian, which is the acronym for I am not. Or I am not worthy. I am not somebody anymore. I am not this. I am not that. And that's so not true. It's the opposite. Get rid of the Ian acronym. And why is that important, Gregor?
Here, it's interesting you're saying that, because I have an article dropping tomorrow where I propose what I call the opposite game. If you're not, then what? But this is part of my series of articles about how we get caught up in comparing our lives to what was and not recognizing how fruitful and how bountiful what is right now, because we're so busy trying to get back to what was. In my own life, I did it today. God, I wish I was 40 years old and had the energy when I was 40 years old. I could run through a day and get things done. But that energy is not available to me. My body put me on notice and said, Tiffany, you're not doing that anymore. Then this is what we're going to do. And the sooner I made peace with that, the easier my creative energy came back to me. So what that means is it came back to me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And what that means is I spend most of the day not doing anything creative until about 4 o'clock, whereas it used to be first thing in the morning till about 3 every day. So nobody's asking me for a time clock. I'm not punching in anywhere. It just changed, and you roll with that change. So what I'm saying is when we go through a thing of comparison, we're actually doing a form of self-sabotaging. There's one thing to remember how great life was or what we enjoyed and our particular impressive moments when we were younger. And those are wonderful memories. And I have a whole segment on what you can do with memories, but you don't want to live there. You want to live where you are right now and then take a assessment of yourself right now. And that's like a whole nother series of podcasts and articles that I'm going to write about how we can assess where we are, what we have, and what's next.
And what's next for us? Let's just acknowledge those viewers who are with us now, Monica, because we've got a number of, and we love our live viewers and those watching the recording as well. And we've got people like Christina Salata sending us love from Chicago. Thank you. We've got Aaron saying hi. Just to acknowledge others, we've got Anthony with us. Good morning, people. Anthony's in Asia, so it's still morning for him. And we just acknowledge those who are with us. And you are your own person, so you can and will tell your own story. I don't mind sharing just a quick snapshot of where my life has come from today, because the last thing I would want people to think, here's Mike and Monica sitting here like we've got everything worked out and we've had it all worked out all our lives, and this is just an extension. Perfect. Let me tell you, I'll speak about myself. That's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm a sober alcoholic. I had a hard time getting sober. Thank you, Monica. I've been sober now for 17 years. And I'm so happy and grateful that's the case day by day, every day in every way. But the other thing is that I had a near fatal heart attack just a couple of years ago, followed by open heart surgery. So I had a quadruple bypass, and that was just two and a bit years ago. That really changed the whole landscape of life and living for me, even in retirement. So there was the closing down of my business, which was self-employed copywriter and marketing consultant. Then I found that 6 months sitting on the couch, drinking too much coffee, eating too many donuts and watching too much Netflix was sending me crazy. And so lo and behold, I had the heart attack and the recovery. So that's where I'm at. So there's no perfection coming from my side of things.
There's no what?
No perfection.
No perfection in me either. Soup to nut story with me was that I lost everything, lost my house, lost all my savings, lost all my investments, and why it happened is immaterial, but I found myself on the floor like, okay, it's just you. There ain't nobody coming in on a white horse to save you. There's no savior coming. You got to figure this out. And that's pretty much what brought me full circle into Substack and started writing. And it's the process of writing has actually gifted me with a deeper awareness of what I really like and what I really want. And I hope and try to impart that onto my readers, that I've had this, I'll tell a story about my own experience and then talk about how I turn it around and hopefully become like a lighthouse, so to speak. Because again, I'm going to go back to it. There's no rule book. Just like when the damn kids were born, nobody handed me a handbook and said, here's how you raise a kid. There's no handbook for being a retired person full of vitality. Unless you want to travel or unless you want to buy more clothes or you need some makeup tips. And God knows I probably should do something about that. But or gardening tips or someone. And if you live in a high rise like me, gardening tips are kind of not going to work. What I did is I did a audit of the landscape of the marketplace that was targeting boomers. And it was all travel, fashion, and health. Okay. None of which I'm interested in. I'm healthy. I take care of my health. I've been tending to my health for 40 plus years. So I'm doing really well. So I'm looking at this going, there's a huge gap. Nobody's talking about the real thing that's going on, which is a change in your identity, and it sneaks up on you. You get the retirement cake at the retirement party, and you go home and you have 2 or 3 good days, or some people have 2 or 3 good weeks, and they go, oh, and nobody says, here's the handbook of what to do now.
Sorry, Monica, whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or whatever, when it comes, and invariably it does, I experience speaking with others who are retired also, that can be just some short-term malaise of mood, or it can be very deep depression, can end up being debilitating depression. And we're not doctors and we're not talking clinically about that, but we're just framing that fact that this change of identity, let's not call it from my side a loss of identity necessarily, but it is a change of identity. And there is a rewiring to remodel the identity and regain that sense of importance and purpose and place. And that's what
Absolutely. When I first started this, my Substack was actually called Reclaim Your Dreams, because I really felt like this was a great opportunity to go back and find those dreams that you dreamed of, like when you were 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, before college, career, all that stuff propelled you forward. And a good example of that is I have always wanted to be a pilot. Oh, yeah. However, I'm too short in my eyes. I did investigate it, okay? I actually did investigate it. But the next best thing is, since I can't be a pilot, I can build, what are those little kids called when you build airplanes? Models. Airplane models with my grandson, which just the quality of time that I spend with my 13-year-old grandson, because he's really into World War II and World War I planes. So we're having all these conversations and building model aircrafts together. I don't get to fly them. I'm not going to make that dream come true, but remembering I wanted that dream made me think, oh, but I could do this with Grant.
Wow, how wonderful.
My identity.
Oh, how wonderful. Lucky grandson. So here's why we're here now, because we're with Monica and me, Mike, and we've got a new podcast starting next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time US, 10 a.m. Thursday Eastern Time Australia, and it'll be a weekly podcast. It is titled Rewire with Monica and Mike, unscripted after 60, because retirement changes more than your schedule. We'll be having a free-flowing conversation between the two of us. We'll be checking chats to see who's joining us, and for comments and questions throughout as well. And we want you, if you're not subscribed right now, to subscribe so that you receive the email notification when we're going live and you never miss an episode. And that's what we want you to do now. And Mike, what are your parting words? Because this was just a quick hello to our viewers to let them know that we've got something new and we're excited about it.
Don't wait for everything to be perfect to show up. Just show up. I'm sitting here in my pink bathrobe. I haven't even had time to get dressed yet today. Mike says, hey, you want to talk tonight? I'm like, okay. Be ready to say, okay, no matter what the circumstances. Don't bring the old rules that you had in your life before into the life you have right now. Be ready to say, okay, when something pops up. I have a blast with it, and I want you to too.
Fantastic. And from my side, as co-host with you, Monica, I can say that we'll be as deep as we need to be. We'll be fun and flippant and have a laugh when it's required. The unscripted by name and unscripted by nature, obviously we've got our guidelines, but we want to have fun as well. And we want our viewers, listeners to have fun as well and get value out of it. And that's what we intend to bring to the show every week. We want you to join us. We want you to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And we're so happy and grateful for those who have joined us live on this announcement today, Monica.
I think we're going to have a really good time, and I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. Because you and I have these little kind of conversations and laugh a lot. And what y'all don't know is Mike used to be an entertainer and a comedian.
That's right.
And so I'm really looking forward to some things popping up. And I have a few little things in my pocket I'll be bringing out from time to time. But I'm not the seasoned comedian that he is.
It's going to be fun. We can guarantee that. We're going to have a good time, which means our viewers will have a good time as well. We want that. Monica, thank you for jumping onto this live to let our viewers know that we've got something special coming. And we want our viewers to subscribe so that they never miss an episode. They get the announcement in their email when every week we go live with make sure we get the name right, Rewire with Monica and Mike, unscripted after 60. Monica, thank you, and thank you to our Thank you to our viewers who have joined and stayed with us live. Thank you for watching the replay, and we'll see you every week, 8 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Time US, 10 a.m. Thursdays Melbourne Australian Time.
Thank you,
Bye.
Patrick. Bye-bye.